The videos are very sensitive. Please, if you don't want to be triggered, please don't look at this. But it's too sensitive a thing not to be talked about. It's too sensitive a thing just to be swept under the carpet. Father Alia, I don't know what you are doing down there. I don't know what you hope to achieve. I don't know what you want to achieve, but it is not making sense. Governor, you cannot continue to be politically correct. It is not making sense that you want to sound politically correct in almost everything. It is not making sense that people are beginning to mock and laugh at the whole idea of a priest becoming a politician and not even getting to know what to do. I'm wrapping up so we can go together.
I'm interrupting your Nigeria talk. Go.
No trouble. See you around. You sit down on a good day, you want to try to understand Nigeria, you want to try to understand the events going on and how people get elected and how things are done and how things ordinarily shouldn't be done. And then you are reminded of the day-to-day killings that take place in the country. So you pick up your phone, you feel like you've escaped the whole hardship by traveling abroad or by relocating to a different location. But then the news keeps coming to you every now and then the news keep coming. And what has happened this time around is that between 13 and 14 of June 2025, more than 100 persons were burnt.
Alright, so I am live in Yelewata in Benue State, where the attack took place yesterday that claimed the lives of over 200 persons, the herdsmen attack. Now, what my eyes have seen, my mouth cannot speak unless you people see it by yourself. So please follow me with the camera. Now, if you notice something, you can see the smoke still coming out because everywhere was burnt. Please take the camera around. Now, let me show you this thing. Please. This video is very sensitive, so it might be very disturbing for you. So a warning is on the video. Thank you. Now, these are human beings. This is a child that was burnt to ashes. This is another one. This is number 2. This is number 3. This is number 4. Please. This is number 4. This is 5. This is 6. Now look at the skull of this one. This is 7. These are their bones. These are children that were burnt in this place. As I am counting now, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just in this room alone. Look at their bones. Look at their bones. Please zoom in these bones. These are their bones. Now in this room again. This room again. Zoom in. This is another 1, 1, 2, 3. See their bones as well. They were burnt. They were all burnt to ashes. Now let's go outside. Now this is another room again. This is another person. This one you can see. This one is still even very much fresh. The body is still very fresh. It's another room again. Another room again. This is another place again. Please come. See their bones. Get it. See bone. This is the bone of a human being. See, this is a child. This is a child. See another one. These are children. These are children that were massacred here. Burnt to ashes here. Now, the reason why I came here, I'll go and interview some of the persons that were here, that witnessed everything, that can explain. The reason why I came is, one thing I've noticed is that it seems the government don't know what is happening. Maybe because it is not in their faces yet. I don't know why back in the day, when things like this happen, the news, the media bring it to our faces. But nowadays, it's as if maybe they have paid them not to come and talk about things like this, and Please, bros, let's just go. So, please, who is that man that was here yesterday? Please, can you come? I'll still take you guys around the area so that you can see. Bros, please. Good day. My name is VeryDarkMan. I just came here when I heard what happened. I came here to see the situation of things, and I'm not going to lie to you. What I saw now really broke my heart. Seeing all these people burnt to ashes, really broke my heart. So I have just one purpose: to put it out there for the government to really see what is going on. You know. So please, can you tell us what happened yesterday? You don't need to use English. Use pidgin, more the flow well.
Okay. Yesterday we were in our town at around 10:45.
10:45.
Yeah.
In the morning.
In the evening.
In the evening.
That is in the night.
Yes.
Then it started raining, so we were indoor. Then at about the time now, then the husband Fulani men just came nowhere. They started with hunting us at the police station over there.
Yeah, at the police station. That's where it started.
Yes. They knew very well that the police station are there and that they are wearing arms, preparing for whatever that will comes. Okay. Then from there,
did they chase the policemen away?
No, the policemen were there to attack them. They did their job.
They did their best.
Their best. Then from there, knowing that okay, they have attacked them fully there, then another group was down here without the notice of the policemen. Then they started opening the door from one door to another. They were with many weapons. They break the door. While entering into the door, into the room, they'll pour the fuel, and then
light fire.
And then that is how it started. And we are hopeless. And what you have seen here now, a lot of people that die in our community is unexpected. We did not believe that such will happen in our own area, such will happen in our own town. Because we were thinking that the government is there for us. But around 10:45 p.m., there was no security to come to our aid. It is our community youth
that stood
up for this. We were hopeless. From 10:45 p.m. it started. Then it was around 2 o'clock. These people did what they want to do.
And they left.
They left.
Did you people manage to even exchange or fight anyone, or even take one as well? As they are buying your people, you fighting them. But did you manage to even take the life of any one of them?
Yeah, the youth tried a lot. What they would have.
No, none of them.
None of them. But what I mean is,
they tried their best to defend the town.
From there, the security came. When they see the policemen, sincerely, we need to appreciate the policemen, because if not for the policemen, this town would have been down now. What you would have seen here would have been a mess.
Okay, let me go around the place because I saw a lot of places that are bombed.
Yes.
So please, let's go together.
Very dark man.
I saw the amount of people. There that were killed.
Yeah.
Even here too. How many people? How many people do you say was killed there? 40 people.
40.
Yeah.
Yes.
40 persons. Yeah. How many?
This is where they were right now. This
place 35 persons. Yeah.
We'll move down.
Which place?
Let's go down.
Let's go down.
Various
Let's
stores.
go down.
Okay.
This is where they were given like that. The one that were burned inside the room. You see those schools that have been covered here. It was them that they're burning people.
Hey, bro. How many people died there? Oh, this is where you store your food.
Yes, here is
15
15.
people.
Yes. And this is the honor of the
Please.
police.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sad. Sorry, madam.
Yeah.
Sorry for your loss. Sorry for your loss. So what are they doing now? What's this they are doing?
It's rice.
They're separating the ones that
Okay, the one that was burned.
yes,
Yes.
trying to recover back the remnants.
Hey.
Yes.
So she also
200 and
lost
something bags of rice here.
the woman.
The man.
The man.
Oh
Yes.
man.
The whole place was filled with rice. Yes.
Almost 200 and something. That should be estimated to like how much, huh?
Probably around 20-something million. I would say.
Jesus Christ.
And this man that you have seen here is the richest man in this town.
He lost his brother in
lost
the
his
process.
brother.
Two brothers and a
A
wife.
pharmacy.
Yeah, the guy studied pharmacy.
Sorry for your loss, sir. Sorry, sir, for your loss. Sorry, sir.
So we'll move forward.
Let's move forward.
Yes, we have other places.
Four people.
Yes, the mother of a reverend father. And with her.
You see what he said is
The
blood.
mother of a reverend father.
Yes.
So all these are blood.
Yeah.
A sibling, one little girl that just graduated from State University. Mother of reverend father. Yeah. That is where they killed the
farmer.
We'll go down to there's another place down
There
there.
are other places down there.
Let's go. That side. I think we should go there first. I think we should go here. I think we should go there.
Okay.
Let's go there.
It's all right. Yes. Here is 5 persons.
5 persons here.
Yes. 5 persons.
Oh shit.
Well,
Blood.
Animals.
you can come inside.
Oh god. Oh is that?
Just give space.
See?
If you're not close, turn around and see. You're not close.
Yeah.
Trust. Yeah, let's start from there.
Let's just start from there. Like from this vicinity, the ones that we are able to recover.
How many people died?
They were 10.
They were not burned because they were fighting somewhere. They were burned in Nigeria. They were born out of a clash, born out of ethnic differences and stuff like that. And so it reminds me of when somebody asked me one time, who are the enemies of Nigeria? And this person was surprised that Nigeria has not gone to war directly with any other country than with its own people and by its own self. The closest you could get down there to them going to war with another country is Biafra. But then many persons will still contest that Biafra was not completely independent, or that was the main reason Nigeria went into war, to try to keep the unity of the country together. But in Benue, we have been seeing killings a whole lot. Victims have been reported dead, burned, charred, their bodies bringing out billows of smoke as though it was from a gutted mangrove forest, or from a tanker explosion, or from a petrol pipe that just got vandalized. And you think this is new, you think this is a strange thing, but it's not a strange thing. It's a conversation recently. It's a conversation that we need to be looking at. And it takes me back to places like the different parts not even mentioned, the parts nobody even gets to talk about, the part nobody wants to even talk about. Not too long ago, Bishop from that particular region, Bishop Wilfred, had gone to testify about the killings and stuff happening down there in the Congress in the United States. And
I want to thank you for the opportunity to testify this morning. My name is Tony Perkins. I served as a commissioner on the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom from 2018 to 2022. And as the chairman said, I served as both chair and vice chair. From my time on USERV, I can tell you with certainty that the world is not paying enough attention to the growing humanitarian disaster in Nigeria. Despite its strategic importance as Africa's most populous country, these warning lights are flashing because of this systematic religious persecution driven primarily by Islamists, and it's going unaddressed. Christians are the primary targets. They're murdered, kidnapped, raped, and terrorized on almost a daily basis, as has already been discussed. The numbers are staggering. The brutality is unspeakable, and the silence from global leaders is deafening. Let me share just one recent example. On February 9th, Fulani terrorists armed with AK-47s, these are not hunting rifles, These are rifles designed to kill. I served, after coming out of the Marine Corps, I worked with the State Department in anti-terrorism and very familiar with the mode and operation of terrorists. They stormed a village in Gombe State. They first seized a 9-year-old boy from the Puma family and demanded ransom. They then sought out the Reverend Bala Galadima's home. They found him. They broke into his home. They demanded money. He pleaded with them, saying that he had none, but he offered them what he had. He had grain, so he offered them grain. They refused. They shot him 3 times, killing him. Sadly, this is not an isolated incident. In late January, Boko Haram launched a series of coordinated attacks on Christian villages in Chibok, the same region where 276 schoolgirls were kidnapped in 2014, Mr. Chairman. You'll remember that. We discussed it then. In fact, many of those girls remain captives to this day. The terrorists set homes and churches ablaze, destroyed livestock, and demanded that Christians convert or they die. More than 4,000 believers have been forced to flee for their lives in recent weeks alone. As has been mentioned, according to Open Doors, more Christians are murdered for their faith in Nigeria than any other country in the world. In 2024 alone, 3,100 Christians were killed. 2,830 were kidnapped. These are not just numbers. These are fathers, their mothers, their children, their families. The case of Leah Sheribu underscores the horror of this crisis. Leah was just 14 years old when Boko Haram kidnapped her and 108 other girls from their school in 2018. The terrorists eventually released all the girls except Leah. Why? Because she refused to renounce her Christian faith. Reports suggest she is still alive and now held as a prize by her captors as she has been forced to bear children in captivity. As a commissioner on the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom, I met with her family multiple times and worked with the previous administration to track her, hopefully trying to gain her freedom. We were not successful. This is what religious persecution in Nigeria looks like. It is violent, it is brutal, and it is worsening. In 2020, the Trump administration, based on recommendations from USCIRF, and I was a part of that leadership team, Nigeria was designated as a country of particular concern. This was an essential step, recognizing the Nigerian government was failing to protect religious minorities from systematic violence. Yet in 2021, the Biden administration inexplicably removed Nigeria's CPC designation, despite the fact that attack against Christians had increased. Former Secretary of State Antony Blinken later suggested in a meeting with USCIRF members, which I was present, that these massacres were caused by climate change, that desperate Fulani herders were simply looking for pasture land. Let me be clear, this is not about climate change. It's about a violent extremist ideology that seeks to eliminate Christianity from Nigeria's northern and central regions. The evidence is undeniable. This is systematic religious violence. The U.S. government must act, and they must act now. Nigeria must be redesignated a country of particular concern. The Biden administration's removal of this designation was a reckless mistake that emboldened the very terrorists who are slaughtering Christians. The evidence overwhelmingly meets the legal threshold under the International Religious Freedom Act of 1998, which requires CPC status for governments that engage in or tolerate severe violations of religious freedom. That's exactly what Nigeria's government has done. It has failed to protect all of its citizens from religious violence. The U.S. must impose consequences. Under the International Religious Freedom Act, the president has the authority to take action against CPC-designated nations, including economic penalties. The U.S. should apply targeted sanctions against Nigerian officials who are complicit in religious persecution, as well as suspend certain trade benefits until concrete actions are taken to protect all Nigerians. Religious freedom protection must be tied to U.S.-Nigerian relations. The administration should make it clear that Nigeria's treatment of religious minorities will directly impact diplomatic and economic relations, including trade agreements and security assistance. And finally, the U.S. must reappoint a strong, high-profile ambassador for international religious freedom. During the first Trump administration, this role was used effectively under the leadership of Ambassador Sam Brownback to apply global pressure on persecuting nations. The momentum for that must be regained. In closing, Mr. Chairman, it is time for the United States to send an unmistakable message, to draw a red line. The slaughter of Christians and other religious minorities in Nigeria will not be tolerated. If Nigeria continues to allow terrorists to burn churches, execute pastors, and kidnap schoolgirls with impunity, there must be consequences. This is not just about Nigeria. It is about the future of religious freedom, the stability of Africa, the moral credibility of the United States. If we fail to act, make no mistake about it, this crisis will spread. Refugees will flood into neighboring countries. Terrorists will grow bolder. And America's silence will embolden jihadists worldwide. Chairman Smith, members of the committee, thank you for helping raise awareness of the need to redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. The world is watching, but more importantly, the religious persecution and those who are the victims of that in Nigeria are watching. And they're waiting to see if America will stand with them and for them. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Many persons criticize him for going to wash the public debts of the country outside. But what would you have him do? What would you have had him do differently than what he did? And so you listen to what Pope Leo XIV has to say and the prayer he offered for the good people of Benue State, and you cannot help but love the church.
Nella notte tra il 13 e il 14 giugno, nella città di Yelewata, nell'area amministrativa locale di Guma, nello stato di Benue, in Nigeria, si è verificato un terribile massacro in cui circa 200 persone sono state uccise con estrema crudeltà, la maggior parte delle quali erano sfollati interni, ospitati dalla missione cattolica locale. Prego affinché la sicurezza, la giustizia e la pace prevalgano in Nigeria, paese amato e così colpito da varie forme di violenza. E prego in modo particolare per le comunità cristiane rurali dello Stato di Benue, che incessantemente sono stati vittime della violenza.
So you see, down here the Pope is asking for prayers from God and consolation to the families of those who have lost their life one way or the other. And it's not a joke, it's not a fluke. I think it's in our inability to mention things as they are that has left us where we are. And the funny thing down here is that there's a Reverend Father, a priest, a supposed priest that is managing the state or the affairs of the state. And you know, many persons will tell you he inherited the problems, he shouldn't be judged, he shouldn't be judged strongly. But I say, if you are not ready to take up the job, if you are not ready to take on the job given to you, why are you asking to become a governor? And this Reverend Father, under a very, very crazy party, to even start with, a party that has wreaked havoc on the people of Nigeria, contested, won the elections. He has been claiming a whole lot of stuff I don't understand, trying to sound politically correct. Why people in his states are being killed every day. And reasons should not be given for us not to blame these guys. Reasons should not be given for us not to blame the president of the country, because he is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. And spare me the whole bullshit as to, you know, these guys are not supposed to be responsible, these guys are not supposed to be held accountable. No, they ought to be held accountable. It is their job to see to it that things go right. If things are not going right, they need to be called, and they need to be called out rightly so too. Just imagine the number of persons that have died in Benue State alone. in the last 10 years. The number is alarming. The outpouring of cries and tears and blood from that particular region, as well as other regions within the Middle East, within the Middle Belt is alarming. Within the North Central is alarming. And we just think we just have to speak and speak and speak. Not too long ago, like I said earlier, Bishop Wilfred was in the United States campaigning for the deaths of these people. And many persons just felt, oh, why is he complaining? Why is he taking a situation and going to mention out there? What do you want the bishop to do? What do you want him to do? You know, down in that committee, that subcommittee where he testified the House on Foreign Affairs, you get to see him and the other Reverend Father get to testify to the different situations happening down there, and it's not funny.
In this year of hope, we are all prophets of hope. We are apostles of hope. We are disciples of hope. And I tell you, you and anybody out there can be the holy door that a Christian can pass through in time of need.
It's not about coming to talk and talk and talk. You saw VDM. You saw what he did. You saw the videos he's putting out there. You saw the distress call. The videos are very sensitive. Please, if you don't want to be triggered, please don't look at this. But it's too sensitive a thing not to be talked about. It's too sensitive a thing just to be swept under the carpet.
It has been almost 2 decades of crisis, especially with the Fulani herdsmen, who, for me, properly I can describe them as Fulani terrorist herdsmen, because herdsmen, and they go about with ammunition, sophisticated weapons, harassing the indigenous communities in my diocese. You know, Benue State is one of the states in the Middle Belt.
Governor, you cannot continue to be politically correct. Father Alia, I don't know what you are doing down there. I don't know what you hope to achieve. I don't know what you want to achieve, but it is not making sense. It is not making sense that you want to sound politically correct in almost everything. It is not making sense that people are beginning to mock and laugh at the whole idea of a priest becoming a politician and not even getting to know what to do. These are the controversies also that surrounded the likes of Ernesto Cardinal in Nicaragua, but not to this level, not to your level. He wasn't the governor. He was a prime minister. His case was even to a large extent different. You are like the sole administrator of the security within the state. It is so alarming that we just sit down and we look at all of this particular stuff. Governor Alia just keeps on looking at things he's not ordinarily supposed to be looking at. And he just thinks everything will be fine. Everything cannot be fine. Everything cannot be fine in that way. Everything cannot be fine just like that. The killings in Benue State has to stop. Whether they are politically charged, whether they are not politically charged, these people were considered the food basket of the nation. These people have been considered the food basket of the nation. And yet they cannot even go to their farms. They cannot even do anything. People lumped into a storeroom, burnt to ashes, and you want people to continue to pray. It is in the same country where the Minister for Agriculture called upon people to come out to pray. To come out to pray so that what? To get direction on how to govern the country. The Minister of Agriculture is asking for people to come out to pray for lack of food. And we are forgetting that people are putting to bed, people are giving birth to kids in Nigeria every day. People are giving birth to kids, people are indulging in sexual activities more than ever before, because one way or the other, they are bored. One way or the other, they are jobless. One way or the other, they don't have anything to preoccupy their time and their mind in the long run. One way or the other also, the society has, for whatever reason, failed its people. And we sit down, we continue to lament all the time. We continue to tell ourselves, you know, things are fine, things will go fine. No, things are not going to get better just because you just think things will get better. They're not going to get better by wishful thinking and prayers alone. If it's merely by prayers, a lot of other things would have taken sway. The prayers don't just work like that. Prayers don't work like that. Prayers are not going to defend you and keep you away from the whole attacks you get to experience down there. They're not going to keep you away from all the problems. My solemn call down here, as I wrap up this short video, is even about the idea that just stop killing people in Nigeria. It is so sad. It is so sad to see. It is so annoying. It is so annoying. It is so annoying. So annoying. These people can be anybody. These people could have been anybody. Do you know what it means to be roasted? Let me drop this high part. Do you know what it means to be roasted? To be set on fire alive, to be butchered. Those who were not burned, those who tried to run out, they got caught, they got butchered, and they got killed. Regardless of whether they are children, regardless of whether they were adults, regardless of whatsoever. And we cannot continue to live in a country that is so insensitive to labeling everything herdsmen, to labeling everything unknown gunmen, to labeling everything whatsoever stupid name they want to label them. Because from Izi and Izilo, from the whole idea from Ukele and Ikwo to Buje and Nsadop, to all the senseless wars we have, people have to be held accountable. Names have to be called. People have to own up to this responsibility. People have to be told and called upon and said, you know, what you did was completely stupid. The wars going around, the killings are unnecessary, so unnecessary, to the point of holding people accountable. Nobody is held accountable. Nobody. Nobody is held accountable. People are allowed to just go on and live life, and the value of life is not even there. And if you ask me, what is the whole idea of the killings? Cows. There's no negotiation here. You cannot continue open grazing. You cannot continue this old way of doing stuff. You cannot continue this way. You cannot not want to put in money and funds into education and you want the country to work. It is not going to work. The country cannot work. Education has to be prioritized. It's so simple. It's so simple. Education has to be prioritized. There's no way you cannot prioritize education and then you have the level of insecurity a place like Nigeria is having. And it's not stopping anytime soon, you know. Their Marjorie system is thriving and is thriving on the other particular level. It's rising, the tempos are rising. The East, people are beginning to lose track and lose faith in the whole idea of education. Insecurity continues to go on and on. But this, our born out of the fact that we have trusted the government. Noam Chomsky will tell you, you don't trust the government. You challenge the government. You challenge the government to prove to you that the government is worth its own stuff. Else you dismantle the guys. Take them away out of that particular place. What are they doing there? Everyday Nigerians are so unsure of what their lives will turn out. Nigerians are so unsure of the next square meal. They are so unsure that in their lifetime they are ever going to have a park. A park like I'm sitting in. They are so unsure if they are ever going to get food. They are so unsure if they are ever going to have the chance to order real food, order real stuff from a well-planned food chain. Everyday Nigerians are stuck with no light, with no electricity, with no proper internet coverage and all that. And what do we ask from our lawmakers? Almost nothing. It is so sad that we are still talking and thinking about the idea of open grazing in the 21st century. It is so sad that we are at this particular point where we are still talking about this. People's businesses are placed ahead of people's life. Capitalism is taking a great toll on us. The whole idea of open grazing cannot work now. It is going to continue like this, and in years to come, it is just going to fuel on the rest. The same thing with Afonja and the whole idea of Kwara State. It is the same thing that is going to be seen across other places. It's going to move down to the Niger. It's going to move down to the Niger Delta. It's going to move down even across up to the south. Cross Riverians will start complaining at a particular point in their life if these things are not taken care of. It is just so appalling to watch. It is just so sad to look at, to sit down and just see how bad things are. That can be your father. These people that have been killed could have been anybody. You, me. They just happened to be at that particular point, at that particular place, at a particular point in time when these stuffs happened. And there's even no guarantee that they will be safe in the near future. The stupidity is alarming. May the souls of all those who found themselves in this particular ordeal, and the souls of all the faithful departed, and the souls of everybody who've departed this world, continue to rest in peace. I am heartbroken. I am sad. I am Biringkpa bin Emeka, and this is Boring Conversations. See you next time.